Okay,
Are
we're
we
back.
back?
I'm so sorry. My internet just loves to crash sometimes. I don't think anything was missed per se, so I think we're okay. I apologize about that though. My internet does not like me sometimes, especially when in good games like this.
Yeah, so we haven't really missed anything except the dragon that happened after the kill on Anivia in middle lane that Epic got.
Okay, so they did get and EG got dragon then.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha. So the only thing we missed, I apologize again for my internet crashing there. EG picked up a dragon after they broke the egg of Anivia in mid with the Malphite ultimate and Ahri Orb of Deception. And we're back into the game right now. Hopefully everyone can see everything. If you can't, refresh and you'll see it. But because we are live and we are ready for this game. Now 3-1 kills in the favor of EG. They have about a 3k gold lead at the same time. Graves' CS is 110 right now to Vayne's 93. So Graves using his buckshot effectively to clear waves, something that Vayne doesn't quite have the ability to do, which is kind of unfortunate. But she does have 2 Doran's Blades right now, so she's able to last hit those caster minions effectively at the tower, which is going to help her out a whole lot. Before you get those 2 Doran's Blades, it's kind of a rough time. You need your support to at least hit 1 hit on them, or maybe the trample from Chaucer would help. But you know, before that, it's not very good for those caster minions at the tower.
Exactly. And now Nocturne's going to be looking to make his way down on the bottom lane, but they don't have Alistar, so I'm not too sure if they want to follow up on this. He's just going to be there to hold the lane.
Yeah. So I mean, do you want to kind of go back and mention? Do you still think Malphite was the greatest switch from EG, or do you think Nautilus would have been able to have a little bit more lane dominance?
I'm going to stick with Nautilus. I think Nautilus would have been a much better pick, but they are doing well with Malphite right now, so there's really no doubting that they can play Malphite as well, but I just don't see why Malphite is a better pick than Nautilus.
Well, it seems to be working out for them so far. Malphite has helped in a few ganks here and there. 1-0-0. He's got 64 CS to Hotshot 67 CS. He's already picked up his Wriggles, and Malphite has the double gold per 10 there. So he's going to help his economic value a little bit. He has amassed 3.5k gold already to Hotshot's 2.7k gold. So he has about an 800 gold advantage right there, which is always good for him. In the meantime, there is going to be some contest here for this blue. The charm does land onto Anivia, mitigating some of her damage. Hotshot decides to ultimate onto the Malphite. The ignite isn't quite going to bring him down, but the equalizer does kill that big rock. That's some erosion right there. And now Riven is chasing down Anivia and Voyboy. I don't know if this is... No, she just pulls off. They're going to be able to get out of there just fine.
I think Rumble and Anivia could have definitely followed up on that. They have more damage than those two combined, as well as Ahri being at under 50% of her health. So I'm not too sure why they didn't keep going. Maybe because Anivia didn't have egg, but I don't think that would have been a reason, because Rumble can still chase very well, especially since he just got red buff. So bit of a playing very cautiously by CLG. They want to be content with the fact that they just got an Oracle's kill for a Nocturne who was already doing average.
Up top, Voyboy putting some pressure onto Wings to get him out of the lane. The key burst will slow him down right in his tracks. The Electro Harpoon, the secondary, not quite able to catch up. He did burn Exhaust right there. He does not have the Ignite, of course. He has the Flash Exhaust combination right there. Do you think he would have been better off running just Ignite, or do you think the Flash Exhaust will work better on Rumble?
He's taking Exhaust because of the nature of Riven. She's very mobile and does quite a bit of physical damage, and just getting Exhaust allows him to survive some of that physical damage.
We're going to see a tower dive up here onto Wings. He turns around and tries to ignite Voyboy out of the lane. He uses the activate of his broken wings, but not quite able to execute Voyboy, and Hotshot is deterred from taking so much tower damage, getting down to about 200 to 300 health. And Wings survives a 2-on-1 tower gank, showing the power and mobility of Riven right there. That was impressive. In the meantime, down bot, Vayne putting down a lot of damage on Graves. He turns around to throw a collateral damage out, but Vayne decides to flash just out of the way of an extra auto attack. The smoke canister almost taking down Vayne. He's going to walk out of there with 75 health unless a buckshot over the wall will be able to do it. Here comes Ahri down with her Spirit Rush. She needs one more, and that's going to be it for Vayne. Down bot. Chaucer left unprotected underneath his own tower, and it looks like they want to dive this as well. His ultimate is up. He decides to activate it, and he's going to go back in and get a nice pummel and headbutt combo onto Nat, and that could be the dead Nat. Yeah, the heal does not even save him, but Alistar goes down in the meantime. Hotshot is there to kind of dance around his tower. I'm not quite sure if he wants to be here any longer. He uses his spell shield to block the first passive Orb of Deception. The tower is going to go down. The Equalizer from Void Boy will kind of deter the enemies from pressuring Hotshot anymore, helping his little Nocturne friend out there. That's always good to see. But that was a good tower dive from EG.
Actually, that was very well played by Chaucer. He knew he was going to get tower dove, and Soraka was the one that initially was tanking tower for her team while they did the damage. That's a common strategy. You do use somebody that's just not going to get involved in the battles, just going to tank tower for her team. And she did just that, using her Astral Blessing to give herself that bonus armor to just keep making sure that she has an increased armor before tower diving. And right as soon as the Astral Blessing's effect was diminished, Alistar just flashed headbutt pulverized while she was still in tower range, and then headbutts her behind the tower, and then manages to pick up the kill, blowing essentially 3 heals from Soraka, her summoner heal and her ultimate, which are both very important skills to have.
And her flash as well. So
yeah,
getting all those summoner spells and still getting the kill on her. So great play from Chaucer right there, knowing he was going to die and knowing that he wanted to take Soraka down with him in his last throes of life there. Another dragon picked up by EG here, pretty unabated it looks like.
Yeah, CLG doesn't even have vision of it, but Anivia picking up her first ability power item, Magi Soul Stealer.
Oh man.
You don't really see that in any competitive games, or if you do, it's very, very rare. And he's going with it.
Well, we'll see what happens here. I mean, I don't quite know what his mentality is right now, if he's really expecting to pick up that many kills. His team is down 3 kills, they're down 5k gold, they're down 1 turret. I don't know if it's kind of a troll pickup or whether he thinks he's going to disrespect EG enough to be able to really stack that Magi's appropriately.
I think he's expecting to get a lot of kills, a common build that you see popularized by the CLG EU player, Froggen. He plays quite a bit of Anivia himself. He likes to go for a Tear of the Goddess, Magi's, and then for final item, for his third item with Warmogs. So he basically gets, he gets everything he needs, right? He gets mana from Tear, AP from Magi's, and survivability from Warmogs. Now, I don't see Big Fat LP going with that similar build. He'll most likely be going for a Rod of Ages instead of that Warmogs, and that's going to be built from the Catalyst that he currently has. But yes, it's quite a common build, actually.
Okay, well, we're definitely going to see how it works out. The farm, Anivia has 167 to Ahri's 129 up top lane. Rumble kind of getting bullied all game. He has 118 CS to Riven's 170 CS. Riven goes back, picks up a BF sword. She has a Brutalizer under her belt and 3 Doran's blades, so she's going to be dealing a ton of damage. She has 211 AD right now, and that only gets bigger when she activates her ultimate. So she's going to be scary, scary, scary when it comes to team fighting.
Exactly, and the thing about Ahri right now with that Abyssal Scepter is that she doesn't have much synergy with the rest of her team. Everybody else is dealing physical damage with the exception of Malphite, whose damage is somewhat low. And Abyssal's just not going to help them out that much in increasing the team damage. Abyssal's an item you typically see in teams running double AP or AD carries which deal high amounts of magical damage, such as Corki or Kog'Maw. And we just don't see that in EG's team composition right now. And it's still a very good item, but it's not being utilized to the full potential that you normally see it being played at.
And there's going to be a big engage here. The Equalizer does come down, hitting about 3 members of EG right there. And Void Boy forced to flash out, but the active of Wings' ultimate will take him down over the wall. That cone shape execute is so strong. Alistar falls just after that. Looks like they're going to go and pick up a Baron right here. I'm just going to go back real quick and watch the entirety of this fight. Just for entertainment value.
Yeah, Rumble and Anivia getting caught out of position, being spotted by the 3 wards that EG has in the blue side of the map, and paying the price for it. Meanwhile, we'll see if Nocturne can try to go for a steal on this. I highly doubt he can, though. He's being forced out by Graves pretty badly.
Yeah, they blew up Anivia before he even had a chance to do anything. It was a Malphite ult straight into a key burst, straight into the Ahri ultimate and Orb of Deception. He was egged before he knew what to do, and before he came out of the egg, he got collateral damage and he died. And Hotshot GG trying to make a clutch play right there, getting zoned out by Graves, wanting to use the Paranoia in there, try to get a smite steal off, but not quite able to do it. He just pays for it with his life. So Hotshot, 0-3-1, 115 CS, has the Wriggles and double Ruby Crystal right now. So I guess he just wants to get a little bit of extra tankiness, and it's not quite working out for him right now.
Yeah, really pulling a Hail Mary play right there, trying to get that Baron steal with even no health. So he was determined that he could go for the steal. It just didn't work out for him though, and that's just 10k, no, that's 8k lead for EG right now. Even in Turvis was 7 kills ahead. But in all that exchange, and while everything happened, Vayne was just vigorously farming bottom and has a bloodthirster right now. How many stacks does she has in that? 34, so basically 40 stacks right now on Vayne, but her CS is still behind Graves, who was actually in those battles. So that tells you how the laning phase went for EG. They actually won their bottom lane, and Graves is just so much far ahead than Vayne right now. Graves is just has an Infinity Edge, a lifesteal item, and his burst. So Graves right now looking very, very good, and not too hot for Vayne.
Yeah, the key difference is that Graves has made his map presence known. He's been in multiple team fights. He's been in multiple places. Vayne kind of sitting bot, but she's still losing in CS, only by 1, of course. The CS is very, very close there, but Graves able to pick up 2 kills and 4 assists with 0 deaths. Vayne has just died so far, 0, 1, and 0. She has a fully stacked Bloodthirster now, like you said. But in a team fight, I mean, I think I would rather Graves at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easily.
But there's still no reason to discount Vayne from anything. Vayne's one of those heroes that even if behind, she still does huge amounts of damage simply from her silver bolts, which deal percentage-based true damage. You rarely see that. You actually don't see it on any other hero in the game, which is it tells you why, because true damage is the unmitigated. You can't mitigate the damage.
Yeah. And we just got the answer. Yeah, Graves just quick drew over the Crystallize, so I'm glad we finally got that answer. I knew it would happen at some point in the game. Now, this is going to look like a fight underneath the tower of CLG up top. No, it looks like Riven and Malphite will decide to get away from that. Nocturne did blow his Fear Tether on Malphite, but it'll be back up in just a second, and there it is back up. In the meantime, both AP mids still kind of farming in mid, pushing each other to the towers, and it's CLG is on the ropes right now. It's kind of I don't know if they're going to use the rope-a-dope technique, wear EG out. I don't think that really happens in the esports game, but it's a thing.
You're gonna have to explain me what the rope-a-dope technique is, though, because I am clueless to that.
It's a boxing term.
Ah.
It only happens when real people are exerting energy, not really esports.
Oh, okay. So we're not real people.
Well, it's different. Trust me. It's different. But looking at everything, they're up 7 kills. EG is up 10k gold now. They're up a tower. They've got, I think, what, 3 dragons under their belt now, or do they only have 2?
They have 3 dragons under the. I think it's just 2. They haven't picked up this next one, but nonetheless, they have 4 towers and the Baron, as well as the heavy outCSing of every lane that they have been in, with the exception of Anivia in middle lane. Every other lane has gone in the favor of EG by a large margin. Just look at top, 139 CS on Voivod compared to 221 CS on Wings of Death. So that's almost a 100 kill deficit.
Wow, Voivod taking so much damage just from a little exchange from Ahri. That's not something you quite want to see at this point in time. Ahri's going to Spirit Rush in, engaging onto Chalister. He blows his ultimate to get out of the Charm CC, and he's going to be able to walk out of there and be okay. No deaths were had there. But Baron just ran out, so if CLG has a time to fight, I mean, it would be just about now.
But sadly now, Alistar doesn't have his ultimate, doesn't have flash, so he's going to be the force to engage on the fight and be able to tank for his team. And now that he doesn't have his two most important spells, I don't see how CLG is going to fight him. This is a time for them to fight, but it's going to be quite difficult.
Yes, indeed. And here's the big team fight. The Crystalline will catch a few people off guard. And now here's the fight. I mean, there's so much stuff going on. Malphite does ultimate knock up just about the entire team. Chaucer finally goes down to ignite. Vayne is going to finish off Graves and Malphite and retreat back into his own jungle. In the meantime, Anivia egged under her own tower against 3 members of EG. Ahri, Riven, and Soraka able to pick up that kill. Now Vayne and Nocturne are going to be the only 2 people left to defend this base, but I don't think it's going to be doable.
That wasn't that bad for CLG. I mean, they did lose a tower, and I think they can defend this. Let's see. No,
Ahri actually decides to
ultimate.
flash and Spirit Rush onto Doublet. She throws out her Orb of Deception, and Wings comes in to clean up that kill. So, not able to defend that. They're going to take down an inhibitor, and EG is just going to back from this, I believe. Pick up buffs, pick up Dragon, and they're going to be really, really happy with their performance right now.
Absolutely, they're doing exceptional right now, and that's the 6-0 Riven, who will have a Guardian's Angel as their next item.
Yes, indeed. Will Vayne get... no. Nocturne tried to come in to get the Smite Steal off. Riven was forced to burn it down just to not donate that blue buff to the enemy team.
Exactly. The blue buff from EG will most likely be up no matter what in a couple of minutes, so Riven having blue buff, not too big of a deal as long as they can deny it from CLG, which was like the main goal of just invading for that. And right now, Ahri's blue buff is up, so it's not going to be a problem for Vayne to have it for a Riven. But now Riven just picked up a Guardian's Angel and a Hex Drinker. Whew.
She is so scary right now. And speaking of scary, but also not scary, Big Fat sitting with 1 Magi stack and an Archangel staff at 28 minutes. It's just, it's not his day, obviously.
He's going to be rushing a Banshee after that, so he's not going for a Rod of Aegis. He's going for a Banshees to protect him against the Initiate of Malphite and the Initiate of Ahri. But I just don't know that 1235 purchase of Magi's has not been put to good use at all. It seems like it's gone to complete waste right now. It's 5 kills in the favor. I mean, 9 kills in the favor of EG, and Anivia has participated in the 4. Maybe that made her think that she could get a bunch of stacks later in the game, but it just hasn't happened.
No, indeed. 2 wards in this brush up here that EG is camping, just for good measure. I guess they want Mega Vision in there. But Ahri wants to jump over this wall right now. She wants to. She misses the charm just at max distance from the Nocturne. Baron is up right now, so this is going to be the Baron dance. This is more than likely going to be the fight that'll decide the victor of this game. If CLG is able to capitalize and make this Baron steal happen, then they could very well still come back. Never count them out.
Yeah, Vayne is one of those heroes that no matter what she does, again, she's just going to deal huge amounts of damage if left unnoticed. And right now, EG's going to be going for the Baron. They can take this down extremely quickly.
Yes, and that is just what they're doing. The Shurelya's Reverie will come out trying to counter the Baron engage, but they go right back into the Baron pit. So this is going to be a full 5-on-5 team fight. Chaucer goes in, gets the flash pummel on 3 of the EG members. The Anivia AoE does go down, but Unstoppable comes right out of it, straight onto Big Fat and double lifts Chin, and taking down Anivia. Nocturne goes down, Rumble goes down, Vayne taking down Malphite, but it is for nothing because she goes down immediately thereafter from Ahri, and Alistar's the only one there left alive, and they're going to be able to throw in this, it looks like.
Yeah, with Riven and Graves, this may be the end of CLG for Game 1, with the 2 Super Creeps being able to tank that as well as the Guardian's Angel and heal armor buff from Soraka, and that's exactly what they're going to do. This looks like Game 1 victory going to EG over CLG.
You know, people are going to talk for a long time whether, you know, this Game 1 was because of the roster change, whether it's because they didn't have synergy, blah, blah, blah. But you really have to also look at EG just played that game perfectly. Like,
absolutely.
Wings did so well. Graves did so well. Saucy did so. Everyone did so well on EG. That would be a hard game for any team to win right there. Whether you've been playing together for a long time, EG was just at the top of their game right there and able to take game one in this best of three series in the Reign of Gaming International Invitational straight away from CLG.